And we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Everybody streaming. Shout out to everybody right now checking us out. I'm very excited about today's conversation, man. I already just drank all my wine. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get into his resume in a minute, but give it up for the actor and so much more. Noel G, man. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen. Hell yeah.
It's the best I could do on my whistling, homie.
Hell yeah, brother. Hey, man, I just want to, like, real quick, play a little game called I'm going to name movies you were in, and then, you know, you got to be like, yeah, I remember that one. All right. So just verify. Let me just make sure people are up on game because I know they recognize you. All right, let's start it with Training Day.
Yep.
Eminem music video, Guilty Conscience.
Yep.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yep.
In 2001.
So far,
Fast
you
and
3 for 3, homie. Yeah, Fast and Furious, yeah.
Fast and Furious. Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yep.
Bro, National Security.
Yes, sir.
Bruce Almighty.
Hey, don't get personal now, but yeah.
CSI Miami.
Yeah.
Let me see. Get Pony Boy.
Oh yeah, that's classic. I can't believe you found that one in the archives, dog.
I'm going through Wikipedia and I'm looking at the list. Obviously people know classic scenes like the Training Day. You know that scene. I forgot Tuco from Breaking Bad was in the scene with y'all, bro.
Yeah.
Can you describe? Huh?
No, I said yeah, Raymond Cruz. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Can you just, man, take us back working with David Ayer and Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke? This scene is classic, man. Tell us about that day. You got up, you went to the craft service, they put makeup on you, and what was that energy? How did y'all get that vibe?
Man, so you know, one thing that was crazy about that flick that nobody knows is this, man, and I trip out, is Denzel Washington got sick during the movie. And he wasn't feeling good. And you know, in like entertainment, you can't call in sick. You know, it ain't a 9 to 5 like that. But when you Denzel Washington, you could call in sick. You feel me?
Yeah.
So long story short, man, I was only supposed to be on that movie for 1 week, but we shot that movie, and this is crazy. That scene right there, I was only supposed to be on the movie for 1 week. I got 7 weeks out of it because Denzel Washington got sick, couldn't come in and film the movie sometimes. So we filmed that movie 7 Mondays in a row and then finished on Tuesday. So we literally filmed that one scene that you see all as one piece. We filmed it Monday, Tuesday, done. So that's crazy. And nobody knows that, man. And so it was just an insane experience because it was one of my first biggest experiences. And long story short, Denzel called in sick. Like I'm telling you, he wasn't feeling well. So they went back and forth when he was feeling well. Shot his stuff, came back to us, back and forth. And long story short, man, that's what's up. So we shot that on a sound studio. And I remember every time we would leave the set, they were like, man, don't touch anything. Don't touch anything. Got to stay the same. Got to stay. So they roped it off like a crime scene. You feel me? And so that's an inside trait right there on that movie, that how we got that done, man. So I thought that was crazy, dog.
How did y'all?
It worked out for me. I was on a weekly contract. So I give, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't mad at nobody. I was like, yo, Denzel. I was like, keep on calling in sick, G.
Yeah,
yeah, man.
Yeah, you mess around, send some homies over there like, hey, check it out, Denzel. I recommend, you know, you maybe just want to just Netflix and NyQuil today, homie. I think, you know, it might be good for everybody. You keep calling in sick. How did y'all match the vibe and the energy? Because y'all had to keep coming back and coming back.
I mean, you know, we just did it, man. It was one of those things where you just had to do it. You had to bring it. You just had to make it happen. I mean, there was no time to think. There was no time to, you know, just not make it happen. Everybody was stressed out because of that, because it also stretched the budget of the film. And, you know, I remember, but, you know, everyone was cool, man. Everyone was cool during it. Like nobody really had an issue or nothing. And, you know, I know the director was a little bit stressed out a little bit because we spent too much time on it. So in the last 2 weeks, you could see where the shit was kind of getting to him now a little bit. Like, damn, man, we got to hurry this up. But other than that, man, everyone was cool, humble. And I think that's how you keep the energy flowing, man, because on a movie set or anything, period, one bad attitude could jack up the whole deal. And so we were blessed, man, because we didn't have none of that. Everyone was cool, man. So it came off smooth.
Hey, man, when you said bad attitude on the set, I felt triggered, man. I got defensive because I thought you was talking about me and Philly Brown, bro.
Yeah, man. Nah, you were hella cool, bro. I'm glad I got to can one with you. You know what I'm saying? So that was a good joint right there. Yeah. But I thought, nah, man, you were cool as hell, bro.
Yeah, it was an honor working with you, and that was my big
your moments, bro. When they didn't color assort your Skittles, I remember you got a little upset over that. They didn't, not playing.
I was like, all I eat is green. Get this yellow damn. What kind of fake? These ain't peanut M&Ms.
Right. Trying to trick your ass.
Yeah, nah, I was a rookie, and it was cool to be on set, man. That's where I met, you, Gina Rodriguez, and a lot of my actor friends that have joined me on this live stream show. Because I just love to talk shop and pick people's brains and get all those behind the scenes stories. But Philly was a dope experience, man. Even though it was like indie and run and gun and kind of, I'm assuming kind of lower budget. I've never really been on different budget sets, but it was a cool experience, and it was cool to see just everybody like for instance, Chrissy. I don't know if you kept up with Chrissy Fit, but she did a bunch of Disney stuff, and she found her niche and her lane. We had the homie JJ Sodia on here. He went off to do a whole bunch of stuff. So, it was an all-star cast, man. We had some OGs on set, Edward James and Lou Diamond Phillips and stuff like that. So were you surprised, man? Like, did you know, like, okay, this is probably gonna go to theaters and it might get distribution, or what was your experience?
I mean, you never know with any film nowadays. You know what I mean? Some you do, it's hit and miss. You know what I'm saying? So, but to go back real quick, what was cool about you, dog, is you just had a good time doing it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. We're supposed to have this business is supposed to be fun, man, not stressful. So if you could come in with that attitude, regardless of it's small, medium, or big, man, it's going to be a good, awesome project for you. And, it all comes with a lot of backtrack too on like what you agree with before getting into it. But if you agree with what you agree with and the things are right and everything's settled and the deal's cool, then you should know that you got to come in, righteously and properly and do what you do or whatever. But man, you were just having fun on that set, bringing it. So it was cool. But I did have a little bit in the back of my head. I didn't know where it was going to go or what was going to happen. It's so unfortunate, what happened with Jenny Rivera and the whole deal. But to be in one of her last projects and first projects of real acting.
She killed it too.
Her first and last, or she brought it, man. She brought the A game, dog. That's a blessing in itself. So because of that, also, I didn't really care where it went, just as long as it got seen and appreciated because of her and who she was, So for you to be in it and all the ones that you mentioned, hands down, dog, I thought that was a badass film, bro. And it was cool because, a bunch of Latinos were in it, and I think we need to blossom a little bit and come out. So I like the project. I thought it was cool. But again, you never know what's going to happen with the film when doing it, because you might think it's the best film in the world, but everyone else out there might think it sucks. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who's going to like what. It's like when you're winning, you're losing. When you're losing, you're winning. It's just, you can't do everything to please everyone. You just got to do what you do and keep on pushing.
Yeah, that's right. And you've definitely kept it pushing throughout the years. Very consistent. Your resume is there. You are like the definition, my opinion of like, are you working? Like, what I mean? You're a working actor. You're an artist, who monetizes. You know what I'm saying? You're an artist, so you're self-employed and you're hustling. And I'm looking at this list of movies, brother, and it's very impressive. Could you tell us like the backstory of like how did you get in the game?
Yeah, man. So it's kind of crazy. I never, ever, ever wanted to be an actor in my life. I literally am a true story of right place, right time. But to cut out a lot of the fat, get straight to the bone. I was homeless for a while. I was living with this girl. It was the girl's dream to want to be an actress and Hollywood model and all that. And I was just living with her at the time because her family took me in. And one day she asked me to go to this acting class with her. And I was like, all right, I'll go, whatever. So I go with her to this acting class. Never thought about acting a day of my life. Never even crossed my mind. I'm some street kid. I'm never thinking I could be on the screen. I didn't even give that time a day. But I did everything that the girl said because I always thought that if I pissed her off, she would have me kicked out of her house. And being homeless, I knew what it was to have a roof over my head. So I just did whatever she said to keep her happy so I could still live in a spot. So long story short, I go, and I've shared this story just so you know 1,000 times. It's all over YouTube and everything. So anyways, but I'm cutting out a lot of the fat, getting straight to the bone. So long story short, I go with her to this acting class, literally right place, right time. And I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna keep it 100. When I was in there, I got my little street attitude. I thought everybody in the class was like dorks and nerds. So I started talking, shit. Right place, right time. There happened to be a producer who was sitting in class who was scouting out talent that day. He comes up to me after the class and he says, "Hey, you're kind of funny. You want to be on the Taco Bell commercial?" And I said, "What?" And I thought he was on some BS. So I gave him my number, ended up being real. 2 weeks later, I was on set. The first thing I ever did in my life was a Taco Bell commercial at the age of 15 years old. So when I was 15, I did this commercial joint. I didn't know the way that actors get paid. I was ignorant to residual income. I didn't know nothing about that. I'm 15. I don't know any better. I thought you got to work, get paid, work, get paid, work, get paid. So what happened was I did this commercial and all these checks start coming in. And I thought it was a computer mess up. I was cashing the checks because it had my name on it and I had my story for court. I was going to be like, it came in my name. I didn't know. So I started getting all these checks. And I called up the producer and I said, "What's up, man? Why I keep on getting paid for this commercial?" And he explained it to me and he goes, No, that's right. He goes, "Every time they show the commercial, you get a check." I said, "What?" I said, "Well, damn, I want to be an actor." So that's how the acting got started. And then to end the story, I go, well, I want to do more of this stuff if that's how you get paid, because I never made that type of money before. I pretty much went from nothing to bling bling overnight. And so he hooked me up with a manager. And this manager cat, I went in, I didn't know what I was doing from scratch. I just go in like me. And I'm just like, what's up, being me? And he goes, "I like you, man." He goes, "I'm going to see what I could do for you." So he starts calling me up and everything he's sending me out for is Gangster 1, Cholo 2, Trigger. I'm like, damn, I thought I was here to act. I'm like this in real life. So then long story short, that's how the acting got started, bro. So I never graduated high school. I only been to college once. That was to drop somebody off. And, here I am today, bro. So that's what's up.
Well, hey, man, you're definitely a success story. And like what you just finished saying at the end about the manager sending you out for roles that you were more, I'm putting words in your mouth, but you're kind of like, oh, so is it based on like you just going by appearance? I took an acting class with at Leslie Kahn. Have you heard of that, coach?
No.
Okay, so I took this acting class, this lady Leslie Kahn in LA. And one of the things they schooled us on was basically like, this is what they made us do. They said, "All right, class, on one piece of paper, make a list of all the roles you see yourself marketing yourself for." Like, I could have put like barista, whatever, right? And then they said, "All right, on the next page, I think the second list is you're gonna come up to the front of the class and then say your name and turn your back, and then we're gonna assign roles based on your look." So now I'm up there. "What's up, y'all? Pete Herrera, Houston, Texas. What up?" And I turn, and then they're like, ex-gang member getting his life together, but like he reads books and like, street dude. They're like, some of the stuff they were saying, they were like, he might be on Narcos, but he might be a snitch on Narcos, and little henchman, little helper. And I'm just like, damn, man, is that how y'all see me? But the point I'm trying to make is that what they taught us is like, look, a lot of people have a dream of acting. A lot of people want to make it. a lot of people want to get into one of those, you know, slots where you one of the ones actually eating off of your art. Now, you know, the list you wrote, did it match what the class saw? They're like, so if it don't match, you ain't gonna be working because you don't understand how to market yourself. So, you know, that's a big part of the game, is that if you're really trying to eat off this, so, you know, a lot of times, if you're blessed enough to even have the chance, there might be roles that are based on like, well, I didn't get that role because, you know, I didn't really fit the look, and this fit me a little bit better, and now I'm getting paid. So that's a thing, a thing that people don't really understand. They just be like, oh man, you know, just because Chingo got the cowboy hat, man, every time they need a little Texas dude, they just gonna call him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, props, brother, that you really, man, I want to dig in more as to like your process, as to how you attack the game, because boom, you got a commercial off top, you know? That's like a big deal. That's what like a lot of actors in LA, they always, a lot of comedians say, hey man, I'm gonna keep hitting this stage as I develop my name. If I can land one of these commercials, then I'm gonna get that residual check, and then I'm good. My apartment is paid all year, you know, go get a car, go take care of, you know, you're not having to worry about bills. So how did you navigate the game with your management and everybody?
Yeah, so first of all, you know, I always tell people like this: the only way that they can fail in life is if they quit in life. So if they never quit, they're never gonna fail. Nothing can stop passion, you know, of what you want to do moving forward, period. And the acting classes, it's kind of funny. So, I'm gonna keep it 100. So, you know, me and Manny, we had that company back in the days, and we started it with 2 other guys. It was 4 of us total. But to get out of that and just get into the point, we started that company, Suspect Entertainment. And we were teaching people how to get in the game, and we were trying to give it an authentic look and the whole deal. What happened was we had too many chiefs in the hen house, and everything got out of order and just ended up, you know, destroying itself. But my point that I'm making is, I remember back in the early days, I would help anybody, homie. I would help anybody. Like, people would come in and look like you, and we have a good conversation. I know you in the first 10 minutes. We laugh, we make one joke. I got to do some business with you. I'm going to help you. And I would genuinely help people try to be actors. And what ended up happening was, in that process, I started getting backstabbed. I started meeting two-faced people who weren't real, people that I genuinely took under my wing and genuinely put years into them, trying to help them and being there for them and trying to get their career started. And after they found out that it wasn't as easy as it was, after a year or 2 years or 3 years of helping them, bending over backwards for them, they would just be like, it's too hard, man. I quit. I'm going to go into construction with my dad, or I'm going to go back to school or whatever. And I'm like, what? Like, So my point is, you got to know who you're helping. You got to know who you're helping. So I always tell people, I don't mess with anybody now unless I do a heart check and a personality check first. So my point, fast forward, I was in an acting class, and I remember I was there for about a year. And these experiences that I'm talking about is what molded me to help me to how I navigate in the game now. So I'm giving you the setup to answer your question. So the last story is, I remember I was in this acting class for like a year, and I was taking this acting class because as I started getting older and I started making some money and I started getting some little parts here and there, I said, let me mold myself to be a real actor and do better and et cetera, and kind of break the look. But you know the deal, man. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do until you can do what you want to do. So the way that I navigate was, I was in this acting class. I'm going to make this last point and answer the question. And I just wanted to set this up for you so you can understand why I answer the way that I answer. So I was in this acting class for about a year, and I never forget, man, I started going to this class and I wasn't getting no jobs. And I found myself becoming a professional student instead of a working actor. And so one day I pulled the teacher aside and I said, "Hey, homie," I said, "let me talk to you right quick." I said, "I'm paying for all these acting classes." And I go, "I don't got the money to keep up like that. You need to tell me how to get in a damn movie or something." And I never forget, man, he pulled out this book back in the days, because when I started, there was no such thing as emails and all that. You had to physically put your headshot in an envelope and mail it off and wait for the deal and call it home. And you better be home when the phone rings, because if not, you don't got a phone in your pocket and whatever. You mess it, right? So long story short, I remember, Doc, he pulled out this book and it had all the agencies in there listed from LA County to San Diego County. And 95% of the agents, underneath, it said in big black bold writing, under 95% of them, it said absolutely no phone calls or personal deliveries for the headshot to go mail. And so my acting teacher, he told me this. He goes, "You know what that's really saying?" He goes, "All that's really saying is if you don't think you're good enough, don't walk in their office." So I looked at it a different way. You got to think outside the box sometimes, right? So what I did was I got all the agencies on the same boulevard from lowest address to highest address, got my headshot, and I just walked in and I was like, "What's up, man? My name's Noel G. I need an agent." And some of them said, "Get the hell up out of here. We don't do it like that." But others, they said, "Man, I like your courage. I like your confidence. Let me see what I could do for you." And I started getting jobs. So nothing beats personal relationship. And when you got the personal relationships and you're good-hearted, no matter if it's the extra on set, the craft service person on set, the wardrobe person on set, or the director, good things are always going to come back to you, as long as you don't be good-hearted out of expectancy, meaning that you do something to receive something. You shouldn't do it like that. You do something because it's just in your nature to do. And if it's unfortunate that nothing comes back to you for your good heart, that most likely won't be the case. But I'm just saying, then so be it. And damn, you just got stiffed or whatever. But you do something good-hearted because that's really in their nature to do something good-hearted. And things just come to you. And that's how I handle myself in the business, man. I'm just righteous. I'm in integrity to everybody, with everyone. I don't care if it's the janitor or the director. I just try to be nice to everyone, man. And in that, people hire you because they like you. And that's how you keep yourself moving. That's how you keep yourself going forward. And that's how I navigate it, bro. I never want the bad reputation on set where that guy was hard to work with. This guy was, a butthole. He didn't come to set on time. This guy put partying before business or anything like that. Once you develop that, I don't even know how some of those people are still alive, but they are, meaning alive in the game, still working in the game. But it's unfortunate that they are. And so that's what I do. And I just hope for the best out of it. But I don't do it out of expectancy for something. I do it because that's just in my nature to do it regardless. And, in that, if good stuff comes back to me, then amen and hallelujah. And hell yeah, I was remembered. If not, it doesn't matter anyways, because that was in my nature to just be nice to anybody anyways. You know what I'm saying? I always make a joke. I say, you're never going to meet Noel G Part 2 if you never disrespect Noel G Part 1. And Noel G Part 1 will never disrespect anybody either, for the simple fact that respect is given with respect. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, and, if not, it'll turn into a scene from Training Day.
And the last thing I'll say real quick, because I just tell people this one last thing, and then I'm done there, is it took me 8 years to get my first film. So get on that back and know who it is that I'm helping. Because sometimes you could help some people that were the wrong people because you didn't get to know them. You didn't get to know their heart or who they truly are. And you find out later you helped the wrong one.
You're like, man, I could have been helping Chingo all these years. No, I'm just playing.
Oh, I'm sure we're gonna do more together, bro. I hope so. You know what I'm saying? I see us. I don't know, something.
Hey,
maybe. Like I'm with.
no, hey, even if it's just hanging out, going to get something to eat and having some drinks or something. But yo, the beautiful thing that was actually inspiring because I didn't know all the backstory. I didn't know the fact that you happened to be in this class and did some shit talking where some people witnessed it and it turned into a commercial and you were only 15. You know what I mean? I didn't know any of that. And the cool thing is that you're still working to this day. You have your system in place where you're paying your dues and you're grinding. Tax collector, that drops real soon, man. What's your relationship like with the cast and David Ayers and everybody?
Oh man, David Ayers, my peeps. I owe a big part of my career to David Ayer, man, because David Ayers, I've been with him, pretty much since the start. And he's taken care of me on a lot of his films, from Fast and the Furious to Training Day to Harsh Times.
He did Fast and the Furious?
He wrote
He did Fast.
Yeah.
And then he did Harsh Times.
Harsh Times. And then long story short, man, it was just to be there with them from the beginning. So I got nothing but love for David Ayer, man, and he takes care of his people. You know what I'm saying? And then his television show, he turned, he was a producer on that. It got him. It sucked that it didn't go because it's so unfortunate. My hands down in respect and rest in peace, Bill Paxton. But they tried to turn Training Day into a television show, but Bill Paxton passed away, and so that kind of. And then David Ayer put me on the deputy, and he's always taking care of me. Always brought me back, man. So I got a lot of love for David Ayer, man. That's one that, if more people were like him in Hollywood, I think truly, really a lot more people, Hispanic wise would be, up on the mark.
We had Conejo. Yeah, we had Conejo on the show last week, and he was saying how David Ayers, like from the hood, he's just like one of the homies.
That's real, like hands down. I second that. You know what I mean? That's how he is. He loves chilling, dog. He loves kicking it.
That's what's up. And
so I got a lot of love for David Ayer, man. He's always taken care of me since day one.
What is the set like on a David Ayer set?
It's cool, it's chill. It's non-stressful. It's like hanging out with the homies, partying, but it's like one of those things that you got to know, like when it's time to, gear up and be about business, you better be about your business, know your lines and bring it. But when it's time to mess around, it's time to mess around. You know what I'm saying? So just being on his sets is hella cool for the simple fact that he's just so chill and he loves what he does too. You know what I mean? You could tell that he has fun doing it. So those are the best sets to be on, man. The ones where people just love what they're doing and they don't see it as like, of course, business is business and that side of respect to it. But I'm just making a point where it's just so beautiful when you work with people who love what they're doing and they don't let Hollywood get the best of their attitude or who they are.
Yo, so
can I come on a question from the fans? The fans want to know what is the name of your character in the movie Tax Collector?
Snoopy. So this is like one of the first ones where I don't play Hector. So I'm like, hell yeah.
That's funny, dog.
I'm like, see, there's another thing I got to give David Ayer credit for. He broke the Hector chain.
Oh yeah. What name did he write for you in Training Day? Oh, was that the first one?
Training Day it was Moreno, but he didn't write. It's not like he wrote a name for me or whatever have you. It's that it was the script that he just wrote. That was the part that I happened to get. So it's not like he, you know what I'm saying? So
this is a little controversial question, but George Barajas asks, he says, "What's up with the Hollywood allegations going on right now, Noel? What are you thinking about that?"
What allegations you talking about, bro?
I guess we can move on, but the Pizzagate thing.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I guess it's a long.
I sum up all the allegations with, and again, this is just my personal opinion. I never force my personal opinion on anyone. I just share the way that anybody would share their thought or opinion on a subject. But I think the bottom line is that the world, or a lot of it, not everybody, I'm just saying mostly or whatever, is that we're losing the word of God. And I think that's the real reason why a lot of the stuff that's happening today is because we're losing the discipline and the word of God, where we have become so loose in this world, allowing people, of course, there's a be who you want to be and, be true to yourself, which is completely fine. But some of that, respectfully, is against the word of God, when sometimes someone chooses who they want to be against the word of God, if that makes sense. And so, it's not, I'm not saying it's neither here nor there. I'm just making a point that, God's word needs to be brought back into all of our hearts. And that's the heart of the problem that I believe would fix a lot of the problems. And
people, hey, it's a crazy world. People tripping, like, hey, y'all know what our stance is. We won't play that. And, don't get me started, bro. Don't get me started on like, well, you would think if this one thing is trending and a lot of people talk about this list and this person name is on the list and they was in Ireland, they was on that plane. Like, you would think the mainstream be like, we need to talk about this, but they'd be like, no, let's talk about this. This is the main thing right here. No, keep your eyes over here. It's like, but it's trending and it's a list. Hey, I can't call it, bro, because I'm just a dude out of Texas, out here trying to, chop it up with my famous ass homeboy, did Taco Bell commercials. He kicked it with Dr. Dre. He was smoking weed with Eminem. So before we forget, shift gears, stand-up, man. Tell us about the stand-up, man.
Yeah, so long story short, man, the stand-up was kind of funny because when I first started in the game and I started getting more into the game of like trying to figure everything out, because everything's a process, When you start getting into the game, you start realizing like, oh, what? This works that way and that works that way. And, different things just work different ways. So long story short, when I was getting into the game, I said, man, and it's a fun game, man. To be able to do what we do is such a blessing and such an awesome thing. And you only live once, And, I say do as much as you can do in your one lifetime in your career, build your legacy and go full force in that. And so me, I would love to try everything. I would love to try, a music video, rapping, comedy, movies, television shows, podcasts, whatever it is I could think of that just keeps me floating, product placement stuff, like whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's just fun, man. It's fun. And what I love about our job is I always tell people like this. What I tell people is understand this clearly. There is nothing wrong with any job. If you work a job, you are blessed, period, to even have a job. But if you don't like the job that you're doing, then you do have to do something to change it. Because peace of mind is being in your purpose. So if you're at a job that you're working and you are not at peace of mind with that job, I just said, whatever one takes out, the difference is I was happy doing it. You're like that. He goes, the way he started off, I never forget, it was like yesterday. He goes, y'all see me knock out Home Dude on Friday? And they were like, yeah. And he goes, well, I'll knock you out too if you don't get your life right. And he just went off. And it was
that's how y'all need to knock out them books.
I was like, whoa, calm down, G. But yeah, man, it was funny. But I seen someone like that in real life. It was him that day. And he did it in tough love. But it was just kind of funny, though, is all I'm saying. So when you said that, that clicked right away.
No, hey, man, I dig that. Part of me wouldn't mind, like, figuring out, like, I guess I'm just trying to think of something like it seems fun to figure out how you're going to communicate to a crowd and let them feel and leave inspired. Like, I remember they invited me to some university in the South to talk about, it was like a food symposium, and it was like cookbook writers. It was all like chefs and food people. And
Right.
homeboy that put it together, he's like, yo, you the Tamale Kingpin. He's like, I want you here too. You're an artist, but you talk about this culture, and all these food critics would love to meet you, da da da. And I had this whole thing prepared, and I showed it to the main guy. He's like, nah, just go up there and just tell your story. And I just was, I was just riffing, talking shit, just like, yeah, my parents are from Mexico, blah, 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 blah. And the way I would pause and say certain shit, like I was getting laughs. And I wasn't doing comedy yet. So I was like, oh, there's a way to communicate how to say certain things. I was like, yo. And then my boy Frank, who put this show together, he started putting shows together, and I got bit by the bug because I was like, yo, let me open up or whatever. And that's dope, man. I wouldn't mind doing a show with you or being one of the speakers or something one day. That sounds like it would be a lot of fun. I bet you reach a lot of people, man, because people, they see you on the big screen. They feel like they know you. I'm sure they're like, yo, you live on TV and you're here in person. I'm sure it makes a lot of impact. Have you gotten some feedback like that?
Yeah, it does, because, again, I don't take nothing lightly when I speak in front of people, whether it be big, small, medium, or big, like I said. But for me personally, there's no better drug than helping someone else and motivating someone else and encouraging and inspiring someone else, giving the hopeless hope to go out there and succeed, and let them know that they also could be a winner, that they also could be a world changer, that they also could do something great. But the only way to make that happen is by sharing what experiences you had that changed you and molded you to be Chingo Bling of who you are and why. Mm-hmm. And when you share that stuff, bro, it's so powerful. You're motivating the next generation. And sometimes you even motivate people as old as you, to start, or even older. It doesn't matter the age. And I always say it like this. If you cannot share, period, a positive message with one or two people privately, you don't even deserve to be in front of 1,000 people. Mm. So I don't care about the audience of 1, 500, or 1,000, or 1,000,000. I care about the one and the individuals themselves, because that's the impact that we make, with the platforms that we have. Again, whether it be small, medium, or big, and whoever decides to listen, because who do you allow to be in your ear truly and really to shape and mold you and let your life be the way that it is, in order to, because let me put it to you this way, and I'll make it easy. You always got to know where the push is coming from. So example, if I got a friend who says, hey, G, let's go rob this car right quick, and then we could rob this house, we could come up real quick. Maybe that's not the push I want right now from that individual. But if I got another G that says, hey, dog, why don't we go meet this person right quick about this business opportunity, and then after that, just hang out and chill or whatever, and let's go to the park and play some baseball with the homies. That's a different type of push coming from a good place and a good heart. So you always got to know who's pushing you and telling you what to do. You got to check the source. So those are just the people that I admire, appreciate, want to be around, because I want to push people in the right direction. Because before, I used to be the old homie. I used to be the guy who say, hey, man, let's go rent a car without asking someone. Let's get into the street pharmacy game. I'm a part-time mover, homie, and we can move things from like other people's houses to like our house. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the good push. So now I want to be the other dude that says, hey, man, there's a positive way to go about things. Let's try this. Let's try that. Obviously, that didn't work for you because it got you here. But now if we go this way, it can get you there. And
you have one of them Taco Bell checks. You're like, man, I'm going to try to flip this some kind of way. I don't know how I'm going to.
I put it all on red, bro, and I lost, G.
These little Taco Bell checks keep coming in. Real quick, before I move on to my main my main last question. I want to see if Frank has any comments from the fans or shout outs.
Yeah, so they're asking, what was it like working with Shia LaBeouf on the set and on the Tax Collector movie?
So a Tax Collector, man, drops tomorrow, August 7th. Tomorrow, man, all you guys can check it out, watch it. Working with Shia LaBeouf was a blessing, man. Bobby, long story short, man, it was a cool scene. You know, I get punked. You know, they get some information out of me, whatever. And just to be able to work with a legend like that, put another one off the bucket list, that's a cool experience, man. So for me, it was a blessing, man. It was hella cool.
That's what's up. You got any more, Frank, or you want me to throw my question?
You can go ahead.
Okay. Yo, did you on the Guilty Conscience video, did you get to actually like kick it with Eminem and Dre?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Me and Dre, man, dude, yeah, we cool. They actually flew me out to the MTV Music Awards for that joint. So the Guilty Conscience video went past just the Guilty Conscience video. And I remember I was over there partying with them in New York. They flew me out there just to stand on stage and dance around me. So we came out on this round thing that came out of the back of the stage, and they both wrapped around me, to me and stuff. And it was just funny. And they were like, yo, G, we're going to fly you out here just to stand there. I said, cool, let's do it. So I went out there and partied with them. I was chilling with Eminem. I was there in the limo when he won the award that night. And we all cheered and toasted and, you know, caught child support cases and did our thing, dog. And it was on crack and cheese. So, yeah, man, I got a lot out of that video. And they're hella cool people, man. Hella. I remember when I was first there on set, Eminem came up to me when he was just starting to blow up. And he was like, hey, G, I appreciate you being here. And I was like, man, it's all love, G. And then right behind me, Dr. Dre was tapping me on the shoulder, looking. I was like, oh, crap, it's Dr. Dre, dog. But yeah, man, I have some awesome moments all up in my head. No pictures caught because we didn't have Instagram and all that at the time, you know. But man, I got a lot of memories stored up here of great, awesome moments.
Well, hey, brother. We appreciate all the positive energy that you put out there. You're not shy about your faith. You know, you're an asset to the community, man. You keep it positive. You're sharing information. You're giving people game. When I worked with you on set, very positive. You know, no ego. So thank you for showing us that it's possible and being an inspiration, and it's motivating, man, just to see how consistent you've been throughout the years, the longevity. You have stuff you got a movie coming out tomorrow. You're on Deputy. So, you know, props to you, much respect, and just keep doing what you're doing. So thank you.
Nah, man, Chingo Bling, you got no idea, bro. I got a lot of love and respect for you too, G. You come on set, you're humble as hell, you're cool as hell, easy to talk to, you're approachable. And that's noticed, man, about you. And that's one of the most awesomest things in the world is that you make yourself approachable. Now, of course, there's right and wrong places for that sometimes, because sometimes you got to be, and I get it. But I'm just making a point that when someone does approach you, I've always seen it, man. You've been cool, humble. And so, man, I just got a lot of, and dude, I saw you, man. Like, I saw you. I watch your comedy and stuff, you know, and I love it, bro, because you're coming up in the game, and from where you were at to where you are now and where you're going, man, you're off the hook, G. So I got a lot of respect for you, a lot of love for you. Low key, when I was asked to be on your podcast, I ain't gonna front, dog. I was excited, bro. You know, for a minute, I was like, damn, I was forgotten in the chain, dog. So, so it was a blessing to be on your podcast, G. Anytime, any place, and I got mad love and respect for you. And the last thing I'll say is this. For the speaking event, if you ever want to get down with me on one, I'll most definitely let you know, and you're more than welcome.
Yeah, I'd love to come see and hang out and just really ask, you know, pick your brain and just see how that world is, because it's interesting that you did Compton High and you know Tiny Lister, and there's no telling. I'm sure you've done like probably even churches or anything like that.
I've done churches, probation camps. I've done juvenile halls. I've done boys and girls clubs. I've done high schools, juvenile schools. I've done them all, bro. So long. And the way that got started, I'll keep it real short. was when we did Suspect Entertainment, a teacher saw us one time and she said, hey, you guys all are making it, you know, positive and stuff. Why don't you come talk to the kids? And so it was kind of funny how everything came in my life, because it's not like I went out and searched for it and tried to like make this happen or make that happen. It all just came out of the positive things that we were already doing. So, you know, it's kind of like positive creates more positivity. But long story short, that's how it started. So we started going to the high schools and we were like, hey, look, you know, we did time in jail. We made the wrong choices when we were young, but now we're making these choices. And look where we're at today. And you yourself can be here as well. Anybody can do this. If we're doing it, some kids from the streets, you guys can definitely do it. And that's why I never take it light when I'm talking to a crowd, whether it be 1 people, 2 people, 500 people, or 1,000 people, because you never know what crowd of people you're talking to and what next world changer you could be talking to from inside the crowd that you're speaking to. So that's why I never take this lightly, bro. But if you're going to, you know, give the example and teach the example, you also as well have to live by the example. Yeah. So man, I just let people know, bro. I want to see everybody out there make it. I want to see everybody out there successful. I believe that, you know, they always say this one. If you haven't heard this last one, and I'm done because I know our time is up right here. But the last one I'll say is this: you know where all the best ideas are at, bro? They're in the cemetery, G. Because people quit on their dream. All the best books are written in the cemetery. All the best songs are in the cemetery. All the best movies are in the cemetery. Because people quit too soon on their dream and did not make their dream a reality. And so, you know, if you can live and make your dream a reality, it's game over, G.
Damn, bro. I got to finish this book because I've been bullshitting.
A quick question.
You just got to force yourself to do it, which you will, Chingo. I know you will, bro. You're young. You're enthusiastic, bro. You're going to do it, G. I know you're going to do it.
Shit, I'll turn 41 in a couple weeks. I ain't that young. Frank, what you got? What you got, brother?
Last one. So Noah, you said you do music. Can we expect the song feature on a song with Chingo Bling?
That's more so a Chingo Bling question, bro. Gotcha. If he wants me to throw a little verse on there, I'm with it.
Hey, that or at least a like an interlude, like a skit, like on some guilty conscience shit, like fuck around and you know, deliver.
You already know, G. If you need me for anything, bro, you already know you got me, homie. You got me.
Okay, well, hey, say no more, man. I'm gonna send it to you as soon as we hang up.
All right.
All right, brother. I appreciate your time, man. Great talking to you, and we'll catch up soon, man. Y'all stay blessed.
That's what's up, man. Much love. God first, and the rest